Rail Monsoon Mage from Modern Horizons 3 has outperformed my expectations in Modern. So today we're going to play Legacy Ruby Storm and see how it does. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. Red Ruby, you've won my heart over. I've been having so much fun playing this deck in Modern. I thought, heck, we'll play it in Legacy. And the real reason why is Rail Monsoon Mage, like this new cost-reducing creature, essentially giving the Ruby Medallion deck additional copies of Ruby Storm. But not only that, it flips into a Planeswalker where you -8, where it gets plus counters equal to the number of instants or sorceries you've played this turn. So the idea is you want to play 6 instants or sorceries and then flip Rail. And then you get to -8 and Mind's Desire for instants and sorceries, which makes cards like Past in Flames and Elemental Eruption, Wish, so much better on the top end. So that is why we're playing these cards today. There is a notable exclusion. No bonus round. I'll be honest with you, I think the card stinks to high heavens. I've said it here on this channel before. I am not a fan of bonus round. I think it's pretty much the definition of a win more card. So today, I'm playing what I would play if I was to play this deck in a high-level Legacy event. We're going all in on Rail, and we're seeing how we do. Let me know what you think of this deck list in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. But for now, we're going to go cast some red spells. So I will see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Round number 1, we're on the draw. We've opened up a 1-lander where we can't play Ruby Medallion. I think we're supposed to mulligan into a no-lander. Nice. Going to 5. We will keep this. Bottom the Jessica's Will and land 3. Okay. Plateau, so Painter, most likely. And it looks like they're passing. Ancient Tomb. We'll play Sandstone Needle. Pass the turn. Wasteland? What is going on here? Okay. Sure. Giver of Runes? Is this just Death and Taxes? It might be. We draw a Lotus Petal. We'll play the Mountain. Pass the turn. The second copy of Plateau. I guess they're 80 cards, but they didn't reveal their Yorion. I didn't even realize. So they have turn 2 Thalia. We do have Rail, which helps us combat Thalia. Another Lotus Petal. We will play Rail. Pass the turn. Actually, hold on. I should play a Lotus Petal. Because Rail does not reduce Lotus Petals. They play an Arid Mesa. Lightning Bolt. That's disappointing. Yeah, they're playing Lightning Bolt in their Thalia deck? What is going on here? So we're just facing like a brew where they chose to not reveal their Yorion. Another Sandstone Needle. Pass the turn. They search out an Elegant Parlor. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. And they find a Cauldron Complete. We'll take 2, we go down to 14. I probably should have played the Lotus Petal last turn. But in my mind, I was mentally checked out a little bit, if I'm being honest, because I believe I've already lost this. Let's play Ren's Resolve. 2 lands. Okay. We will play an Ancient Tomb. Pass. Yep. Okay, I've seen enough. We can go to the next game. That was not ideal. Let's bring in Blast Zone just because we're going to need to be able to deal with Deafening Silence and things like that. Maybe shape 1 Sandstone Needle and a basic. And let's resubmit. I don't think I want Vexing Bauble. Like, you could board it in just to shut off, like, Mindbreak Trap. But I don't believe that's worth it. Let's try that again. We're on the play for game number 2. Ay, what's with these no-landers? So this has lands in it. It's just really clunky. We'll keep bottom the Elemental Eruption just because we don't have a lot of mana here. Play Sandstone Needle, pass the turn. Vexing Bauble. I was going to board that in against you. Like, it only shuts off our Lotus Petals, so it's not even that big of a deal. Alright, we will play Reckless Impulse. Double Rail. We'll play 1. Pass the turn. Play something I don't care about, please. Yes, that is something I don't care about. Perfect. We're going to have a sweet line on our turn. We can Burning Wish for Jeska's Will and make 6 red mana. Okay, so I drew the Lotus Petal, but that's not the end of the world. We'll play Burning Wish. Rail. We'll choose Tails. We won the flip, but I don't want to flip it. Yes. Oh, I don't have a Cyborg Jeska's Will. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. I had one earlier, and then I decided to put Leyline of the Void back in my board. So this was an oversight. Whoops. I guess we grab... We'll grab the Grape Shot. Play Sandstone Needle. Grape Shot the Stoneforge Mystic. That made this turn a whole lot less fun. We lost the flip. Okay, we will pass. I guess I can attack for 1. They play land number 3. Giver of Ruins. 5 cards left. Sure. You have some creatures. Ancient Tomb. Let's start with a Ren's Resolve. Trigger Rail. Choose Tails. We've won the flip. No, I don't want to transform. Elemental Eruption and a Mountain. That's not great for me. We'll play the Mountain. Play Past in Flames. Trigger Rail. Choose Heads. We've won the flip. Do I want to flip the Rail? I don't think I do. We'll play the Lotus Petal. I know that it's countered by the Vexing Bauble. I'm playing it for Storm here. And then we're going to Grape Shot and kill both of their creatures. Choose Tails. Lost the flip. Okay, so they're going to get to keep a 2/1 cat, but that's it. It's worth noting that I no longer have a non-attack step way to win. I've both cast Grape Shot and flashed it back. So we need to win this game through Elemental Eruption or empty the Warrens now. I guess Vexing Bauble shuts off the back of Rail. I just realized that. Okay. That's fair. But it looks like they're getting rid of it here to draw a card. Once again, they did not reveal a Yorion. Am I seeing that correctly? Yeah, so they're just playing like a million cards but no Yorion. Okay, so they play another one of this. They create another cat. Come on, deck, pretty please. Metamorphose was a start. Let's play it. First spell of the turn. Tails. We lose the flip. Ouch. I go to 11. We'll make 2 red. Jeska's Will. I think I'd rather use the... am I wrong here? No, let's do the card mode. Rail will trigger again. Choose Tails. We win the flip. No. And then we exile the top 3. Couple Lotus Petals and another Past in Flames. Play the other Ancient Tomb. Down to 7. Cast this Past in Flames because it's cheaper to do so. So this is the 3rd instant or sorcery of the turn. We win the flip. No, I still don't want to flip the Rail. Mindbreak Trap. No justice. Okay, I guess we'll play this Elemental Eruption. And now Rail will trigger. Choose Tails. I guess I'll flip the Rail now. Okay, so we've stolen a game. I think we just submit again. Or I could board out Lotus Petals for lands because I keep on mulliganing away no landers. Let's do that. I'm sure I'll get bit in the butt this game and just completely flood out, but maybe we'll have less mulligans. Alright, deck, I am asking you, I am begging you, give me more mana. Plains? Deafening Silence, that's a heartbreaker here. We do have 2 of the Blast Zone in the deck. Another Ruby Medallion is now what we needed. Okay. I don't think this is going to go well for us. We have to pass. Discard a Ruby Medallion. Or maybe I just discard rituals because nothing matters. We'll get rid of a ritual. They play a land. Sure, we'll take 3. Soul Guide Lanterns. So, I mean, this is a good start for them. I even boarded up on lands. We will pass. They draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. Sure. There was a world in which, even with this Deafening Silence, we would have been able to buy some time. But missing so many land drops, that's not going to be possible. Like, we could have played a few Ruby Medallions into Rail, into Elemental Eruption, slowly over time, and just like hope that a 4/4 stalls them out until we can eventually Blast Zone. But the fact that we just missed all of our land drops was not a possibility. Recruiter of the Guard. Sure. I'm good to call it here. Okay, so unfortunately we're 0-1. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round 2, we're on the draw, and I'll be honest, this is the best hand we've seen so far. Granted, sample size of 3, but this hand is pretty good. Okay, turn 1 Mishra's Bauble, and they target us. Marsh Flats for a Bayou. I don't really know what's going on over there. Thoughtseize, so they're going to take my Ruby Medallion. That's unfortunate. This might be like Black Saga Storm or something. I'm just trying to figure out what would play Bauble plus Bayou Thoughtseize. It's probably like a Black Saga Storm build. Fast in Flames. We'll just play the Mountain and pass the turn. And they suspend Gaia's Will, so I guess my guess was correct. It is in fact Black Saga Storm. We draw a Ren's Resolve. We'll play Ancient Tomb. Let's cycle Manamorphose. We'll make 2 red. Another Lotus Petal, Manamorphose. Actually, let's Reckless Impulse. Because if I hit a rail or anything else, I could have, in theory, like, made mana with Manamorphose. We will Seething Song. And Ren's Resolve. Jeska's Will. That leaves me 1 mana short. I'm like, both off the Seething Song and the Jeska's Will, I've been 1 mana short of being able to cast Fast in Flames. But I guess the choke point there actually would have been 2 mana still. I guess I'll cast this to make 5 mana. And then I have to spike off of the Manamorphose. Come on, deck. I take a Rite of Flame here. Red, red. Ding. Rite of Flame. And now we passed in Flames. Let's pop out that Graveyard. We'll play Rite of Flame. Play Seething Song. Reckless Impulse. There's a Ruby Medallion. We'll play that. Manamorphose now makes mana. We'll make 2 red. Lotus Petal was the draw. Play that. We will Jeska's Will the opponent to make 5 mana again. Ren's Resolve. Another Ruby Medallion. Okay, Manamorphose, it's up to you. Red, red. Wow. All that for a brick. I suppose I could have, like, held the Jeska's Will, but we were so low on mana. Disappoint. So many lands in exile. They play Urza's Saga and a Thoughtseize. Jeska's Will. Play the Mountain. Let's exile the top 3. We will try to win again. Rite of Flame. Play the Rail. And now we can flashback Past in Flames for 3. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 2. I forgot about the Rail, reducing it as well. We'll choose Tails. We lose the flip. Everything gains flashback. Play Rite of Flame. Choose Tails. That is the 3rd or 4th spell this turn, I think. Rite of Flame. Jeska's Will. Past in Flames. Rite of Flame is 4. We'll Seething Song. Choose Tails. So this, I believe, is 5. And now we'll Jeska's Will to exile the top 3. Choose Tails. We lose the flip. Elemental Eruption. We'll Jeska's Will again, trying to flip. Choose Tails. We lose the flip. Sometimes it'd be like that. We'll try a Burning Wish. Choose Tails. Come on! I thought Tails was never supposed to fail. Have I been lied to my whole life? We'll grab the other Past in Flames. That way I can flashback the Jeska's Will. Choose Tails. Alright, Tails, you're really starting to make me angry. Everyone says you never fail, but you're a huge disappointment right now. Okay. Well, flashback the Jeska's Will. Target our opponent to make 5. Choose Tails. Ay, ay, ay. So, Elemental Eruption would cost 3. I guess we'll Elemental Eruption. I'm going to choose Tails. I have not learned my lesson yet. Hey! We finally did it. Oh. My opponent's laughing with me here. They also found it funny that it finally flipped. Okay. We'll play another rail. And now we'll -8. Rite of Flame. Oh no. Oh no, too many triggers. There's no Burning Wish in there. We'll choose Tails. We win the flip. Keep the new rail. Rite of Flame can now resolve. We'll minus rail. Just looking for a Burning Wish. There's a Burning Wish. My dragons get a little bit bigger. Yes. We will grab Grape Shot. Target you. Turn 3 through double Thoughtseize. That's not bad. And 70 power worth of creatures in play, I suppose. Wait, no, I have more than 70, right? I have 12 dragons in play? Yeah, it's 84. Okay, so we likely don't want Elemental Eruption in the Stormir. We do want Leyline of the Void. And then I think we probably want Vexing Bauble. And let's just swap those with the Lotus Petals. Let's go! Game number 2, we're on the draw. So this is a hand that plays Magic. My fear here is that this hand doesn't really do anything. So yes, you're allowed to play a game of Magic the Gathering, but what does it do in this matchup? You're looking at like a maybe turn 3, turn 4 win if you're left undisrupted. I don't think that's fast enough. I think we need a Leyline of the Void or Vexing Bauble. Preferably both. We will mulligan. We will go to 5. So both of us have gone to 5 cards, but I don't think I can keep this. 2 no-landers in a row. I believe we're supposed to go to 4 here. Come on. 3. Sure. Feels bad, but this hand is the best one we've actually seen, so... Leyline of the Void. We're hoping that Leyline buys enough time to get the Vexing Bauble in play. They play Lotus Petal. Come on, land. Untapped land. There we go. Vexing Bauble. Can our mulligan to 3 win? They select an Underground Mortuary, and they put Mishra's Bauble to the graveyard, which in return gets exiled to the Leyline of the Void. They play a land and pass. I mean, we're in the stage of the game where things are going to be not as exciting because we're both sort of crippled here, and we just need to draw out of it. Thoughtseize. Sure. Ruby. Okay. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Another Vexing Bauble. Okay. We'll play it past the turn. They draw, think for a while, and pass the turn back. We draw a rail. Play the rail. Pass. Our opponent tanks for a while and then plays Infernal Tutor. Sure. And they search out a Chrome Mox. Interesting choice with the Vexing Bauble on the table, but maybe they have Veil of Summer in hand. We'll begin the turn with a Reckless Impulse. Choose Tails. Lose the flip, Reckless Impulse. Okay, we're doing stuff. Rite of Flame. Rail, we'll choose Tails. We win the flip. No, I don't want to transform. We'll play Wish for 1 mana. Tails. We win the flip. So I think I should think about what my options are here. I can get Past in Flames, but I actually can't do anything after. Like, I can play Past in Flames, but I'd have no mana floating. So I could, like, empty the Warrens for 8 creatures. I'll flip Rail. The nice thing about Wish is I also don't have to choose right now. I can try to spike, like, another Rite of Flame off of this Vexing Bauble. So let's draw a card. Ancient Tomb. So it's unfortunate, but this actually doesn't help me here because I can play the Past in Flames, but I need 2 red. So I believe the correct decision here is to just play Galvanic Relay. Okay, we will pass the turn and hope that I live. Our opponent plays a Veil of Summer, so the Vexing Bauble will no longer stop them. They imprint a Thoughtseize, Mox Opal. So once again, Veil of Summer, if you're unfamiliar with this interaction, wherever it might be here, in their exile. Okay, so Veil of Summer says your spells cannot be countered. That's essentially what this says. Spells you control can't be countered this turn. And it has a line about blue and black in there, but a lot of people seem to think that they're connected. They're actually not. So Veil of Summer doesn't care if it's Chalice of the Void, Vexing Bauble. It just says your spells cannot be countered. So it's able to ignore Vexing Bauble. Same thing with Counterbalance. They have 3 cards left in hand, and we know that one of them is a Chrome Mox. They play another Mox Opal. I mean, they have 2 cards and one of them's Chrome Mox. Like, let's go. They play the Chrome Mox, okay. So what's your last card? Is it Tendrils? That's not good enough here. Is it Empty the Warrens? Like, what's going on? If it's Beseech the Mirror, that's not enough here either. So they have Infernal Tutor, so they could empty? Wait, no, they only have 3 mana, so it would have to be like Necrodominance. Are you playing Necrodominance? And they Abrupt Decay my Rail. So all that just to cast Abrupt Decay. Sure, you got it. We'll take 2, play Ruby Medallion, play Seething Song, Reckless Impulse, for another Rail, and our opponent concedes. Nice. Alright, we are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we've won the die roll. Big fan of that. Sure. We're 1 mana away from really doing something meaningful, but I do think that this hand is okay. Play turn 1 Sandstone Needle and pass. Okay, they did not play a land. They thought for a while that turn and chose not to do anything. Let's try a Seething Song. Play Ren's Resolve. Play Manamorphose. I'd love to hit a Ruby Medallion or a Rail Monsoon Mage here. Another land. We'll play the Lotus Petal. Try Seething Song. I mean, I do think that they're a Force of Will deck. They're pausing over and over again. We will Ren's Resolve. Wish doesn't actually do anything here. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Land in a Lotus Petal. We'll play the Lotus Petal. Let's play another Reckless Impulse. We finally hit the rail, but it's just way too late. Pass the turn. They Grief, Exiling, Entomb, so they're a Scaminator. They'll discard my Past in Flames. Hope you enjoy that. We draw Burning Wish. We will play the basic mountain. And then let's play a Rail Monsoon Mage. That resolves. We will attempt a Wish. I will choose Tails. I lost the flip. We'll play a Vexing Bauble. Pass the turn. Next turn I should be able to win with Past in Flames. Play the mountain. We will flashback Past in Flames. Choose Tails. Lost the flip. Doesn't matter. Sacrifice our Lotus Petals for a Seething Song. Choose Tails. We won the flip. I don't want to transform. Seething Song. Won the flip again. No. Manamorphose. Tails. Lose the flip. We'll make 2 red mana here. Ren's Resolve. Choose Tails. We win the flip. No. A Reckless Impulse. Tails. Yes on this one. And then we'll minus off the rail. So all the spells I play here will be countered unless I sacrifice the Vexing Bauble. So we'll draw a card with Vexing Bauble. At this point, it's done its job. We'll play Rite of Flame. Play another Rail Monsoon Mage. Play Burning Wish for free. Choose heads. We lose the flip. That's what I get for not picking tails. Yes. We'll select a Grape Shot. Play Lotus Petal. Reckless Impulse. Choose tails. And now tails is lost because I chose heads last time. Always pick tails. Manamorphose. This is spell number 12. Uh-oh. Down to 8 life. We will Manamorphose again. Picking tails. We've lost the flip. Down to 7 life. Uh-oh. Okay, and our opponent concedes. Let's bring in Leyline of the Void. And I think we want the Vexing Baubles as well. Take out the Jessica's Wills. Against a deck that has Force Will and Grief, they're not likely to have a very large hand anyway. And then let's bring out the Lotus Petals. Do we want Blast Zone just so we have more mana on the draw? I'm not sure of the answer to that. I think I'm just going to leave it, but I might end up regretting it. This hand is wonderful. We will keep. No Leyline of the Void, but the rest of it's pretty good. Swamp. Manamorphose. So we have to wait a turn because we have Sandstone Needles in our hand. I'm choosing to play them today because I feel like when you're playing Rail, the most important thing is not getting choked on red mana because it is a card that requires a lot of red mana. So if I wasn't playing Sandstone Needle, I'd be playing City of Traitors, which does allow you to play Ruby Medallion or the Vexing Bauble, but does not make red mana. So there's some give and some take. And our opponent selects Gristlebrand. Okay. So they're actually red-black. Okay, I think I've actually seen enough. We can go to the next game. Interesting. So I want my Lotus Petals then. And we'll get rid of Vexing Bauble. On the play for game 3. Nope. I think you're supposed to mulligan. Down to 5. Down to 4. Okay. Leyline goes on the bottom. We'll get rid of one of the Reckless Impulse effects and then a Rite of Flame. Put the Leyline in. Play Ancient Tomb, pass. I've won on a mulligan to 3. Can we win on a mulligan to 4? They play a Badlands. Lotus Petal. Unmask me. That's not very nice. They take my Rail Monsoon Mage. Dark Ritual. Shieldred the Apocalypse. What? That should be illegal. You can't do that. Come on. We hit the mountain, but I'm going to be dead very fast here. We will Reckless Impulse. Seething Song in a land. Okay, pass. Attack for 4, I'll go to 12. After my draw step, I'll be at 10. Yeah, things are not looking great here. So you could play the Seething Song in case you draw Past in Flames, but I'm not sure if the 2 life is worth it. Alright, so they attack. We'll go to 6 life. Faithless Looting. Alright, we need something good here. Reckless Impulse. Tap the Sandstone Needle. I don't know if it will matter, but if I don't tap the Ancient Tomb, it leaves Manamorphose live. We did find a Manamorphose, but I don't know if we have... I think the mana's more important, so we'll just Ren's Resolve. Okay, we found a Rite of Flame. Play that. So this Reckless Impulse would have to be like Rite of Flame plus another good card, and it wasn't. Okay, so we got crushed. We're 1-2. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Alright, match number 4. Let's try to get a win. We might have, with a good draw, actually, I guess we guaranteed have turn 2 Elemental Eruption. Because we can go Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Seething Song, Elemental Eruption. So that's 12 power on turn 2. Or we could just get griefed. I love Legacy, let me tell you. I love it so much. They take our Seething Song, that's, you know, whatever. Occluded Delta, yep. For an Underground Sea, and Reanimate. When will the fun end? Let me tell you. We might never. They said they'd look at grief in August, but they might make the wrong call then too. Who knows? They have 2 cards left in their hand. They've discarded our 2 best cards. Let's see if we can make a comeback here. Play the Lotus Petal and we will pass. They play Scalding Tarn. We'll take 3. We go down to 17. Reckless Impulse. We will play that. I'm at 15 life off of Ancient Tomb. I think we should wait, because I don't want the Rail being dazed. And step they have Entomb. And they put Archon of Cruelty to the graveyard. Interesting that they did not grab Atraxa here. So I wonder if the last card in their hand is actually Atraxa. Animate Dead. So it probably wasn't the Atraxa. They just, for some reason, value Archon of Cruelty higher. Wasteland. Oh my god, that's devastating here. So we're going to go to 9. Next turn they have lethal. That hurts. Seething Song? Nope. I don't know what a winning line looks like here, so we'll play the Rail. And I guess the only hope is that I Jeska's Will into like a Lotus Petal plus more mana. Okay. We need Lotus Petal plus mana. We won the flip, but flipping doesn't even help me here. Jeska's Will. And we did not hit anything, so we lose game 1. We will bring in Leyline of the Void and Vexing Bauble. I'm going to take out Elemental Eruption. I feel like that card is just not the right plan for this matchup. Game 2. Sure. Leyline into play. We'll play Sandstone Needle. Pass. Turn 1 Wasteland. Yep. We'll just play basic. Pass the turn. If I didn't draw the other basic, I was going to play Sandstone Needle. But I think drawing the other basic changes the math a little bit. Play the Rail. We can play through Days here. You might be saying, but you could Seething Song into Rail, into Reckless Impulse. Yes, that is an option available, but I don't want to lose to Days here. So we're just going to play a little bit more slowly and pass. Our opponent uses Polluted Delta to find Undercity Sewers and Surveils. They kept the card on top. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. Another Wasteland. Play Sandstone Needle, and we can attack and pass. They play Scalding Tarn. They still have 7 in hand. Let's play our land. Seething Song. We'll choose Tails. We lose the flip. Seething Song on the stack. Force a negation. Okay, so I could attack here. I'm not going to. If our opponent has an Orcish Bowmasters, they ping my Rail and double block. I'm not going to throw away my Rail Monsoon Mage for an Orc token. They cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. Jeska's Will. Let's try that for mana. Choose Tails again, we lose. Reckless Impulse. Tails again, we lose. I'm beginning to think this Tails Never Fails thing is just a bunch of BS. Reckless Impulse. Tails. We win the flip. No, I don't want to transform. We will play Manamorphose. Storm is 4. Choose Tails. We win the flip. No. Manamorphose. We'll choose red and red. Another Rail. So what you should do here is hold priority on the Rite of Flame and then cast Seething Song. This will give you a 75% chance to flip. Choose Tails. We lose. Rail again. We lost both. We will not flip our Rail this turn. Play Ancient Tomb. Pass with 8 mana floating. Grief, exiling, animate dead. Play Mountain, pass the turn. Burning Wish. Let's cast it. Choose Tails. It resolves. Grab Past in Flames. Let's play Past in Flames. I'm at 10 life. No, I don't want to flip. And that just resolved. A little surprised by that. Rite of Flame. Choose Tails. Another Rite of Flame. Choose Tails. Seething Song. Choose Tails. No. Reckless Impulse. Choose Heads. Reckless Impulse. Choose Tails. Yes, I'd like to flip my Rail. Play Ruby Medallion. Then our opponent concedes. Sweet. Resubmit. Game 3, our opponent is taking a mulligan. We don't have any red mana, and I think keeping a hand based on having Ruby Medallion on turn 1 versus the Days Grief deck is a big mistake. Well, this is not any better. We'll go to 5. I think I'm actually going to keep this despite it not having Leyline or Vexing Bauble. It's just the fact that, like, Dimir Scaminator can win through a Leyline a lot more easily than Red-Black, so I think mulliganing for Leyline is less of a good idea in this matchup. We will keep and we'll put Past in Flames and Manamorphose on the bottom. We have a turn 1 Polluted Delta. Mountain, pass the turn. And step, they cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Underground Sea number 2. Dauthi Voidwalker. Glad I put that Past in Flames on the bottom. Another Burning Wish. Let's Ren's Resolve. Past in Flames and Ren's Resolve, okay. They have land number 3. Animate dead on the Troll. The clock is on. We need to win quickly now. They swing for 3. I'll go to 17. Rail Monsoon Mage. That's what I'm talking about. Ancient Tomb. Let's play Rail. It's risky. I'm going to play in a Daze here. I feel like we can't afford to wait when they have 8 power in play. Choose Tails. We lose the flip. Seething Song? I mean, they didn't Daze Ren's Resolve last turn. Or Reckless Impulse, whatever you like to call it. Alright, so this is the second spell of the turn, instant or sorcery. Choose Tails. No, I don't want to flip it. Jessica's Will and a land. So if I Burning Wish, what are we doing? Empty the Warrens for 10? Alright, I'm going to exile the top 3. I don't feel like empty's good enough here. We'll choose Tails. We lost the flip. That was awful. Play Burning Wish. Choose Tails. Yes, I will transform. And now Burning Wish. We'll select Grape Shot. We'll -2 and kill the Dothy. Actually, I can't do that. For some reason in my head, I thought I could Grape Shot and kill Dothy, but I can't. So we'll plus on the rail. And then Grape Shot. You know what? I'm going to kill the Dothy. I think it's more important to kill Dothy Voidwalker. I think the rail is going to end up dying to the troll, but it's going to take a couple attack steps, so we have some time. They fetch an Undercity Sewers. They kept the card on top. Wasteland. Okay. Animate Dead on the Dothy. Yikes. They attack me, I go to 8. And then they waste me. Plus on the rail. Reckless Impulse. Okay, so if I go Ancient Tomb Seething Song, I believe I can make dragons this turn. But then I'm dead on... Well, I guess I could triple block. Seething Song. Burning Wish. Yes. Grab Elemental Eruption. And we're putting lethal on board. They have to attack the rail or kill me. Do they... I guess I'm dead to Orcish Bowmasters if I don't block, so it's just triple block. Actually, quadruple block. Like, let's make sure this thing dies. They Entomb for Archon of Cruelty. Are they just not playing Atraxa? They Dothy Voidwalker. Oh, they're going to cast their own Elemental Eruption. Sure. I mean, I do have the Ultimate of Rail Leyline Prodigy this turn. -8. Okay, we will begin with Rite of Flame. Oh, I forgot. These spells are free. I don't need to pay mana for them. Whoops. Rite of Flame again. Let's Ren's Resolve. Play a Ruby Medallion. And the opponent concedes the match. Well, we beat Rescaminator. That's what you get for playing Reanimate Grief. I'm just throwing it out there. We're 2-2. Let's see if we can finish this with a positive record in match number 5. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final round, we're on the play. Sure, keep. Forest. I'm sorry. Mountain, Rite of Flame, Ruby Medallion. In my head, I was thinking, I hope our opponent just goes like, Forest, go. That would make me so happy. Or Basic Plains, go. Basic Plains, Aether Vial. I would also take Mountain, Chalice of the Void on one. I guess there would need to be like a Simian Spirit Guide in there or something, but you get the idea. I don't want my opponent to interact with me. City of Traitors, Chrome Mox, Imprint Sundering Eruption, Trinisphere. Cool. We will pass the turn, and you might be thinking, how does Ruby Medallion work with Trinisphere? Not the good way, let me tell you. All your spells have to cost 3. Trinisphere is always the last thing that checks. So if your spell costs 3, there's a Trinisphere in play, and you have a Ruby Medallion, it still costs 3. Chalice of the Void on 1. Let's just go to the next game. Alright then. Bring in Blast Zone. It might be crazy, but I think I'm going to board out Past in Flames. Like, these decks are decks that tend to board in Leyline of the Void, and I want everything else in my deck, so we're going to try it. Game 2, we're on the play. Sure, we'll keep. Opponent very quickly kept 7. Lotus Petal, pass. So you could have gone Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Rail. I don't think that's a good move. I suppose we could have gone Seething Song, Rail, Ren, but I'm just going to hope that we're able to untap, and I feel like we're more likely to win. If they... I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Oh, it's just a broadside. Sure. Okay, but I felt like we were more able to win next turn if I just had the Ancient Tomb and Needle mana, which was my game plan. Another land. Play Rail Monsoon Mage. Seething Song. Choose Tails. Ouch. Ren's Resolve. Tails. We win the flip. I don't want to flip it, though. Mindbrew Trap. Okay. Friends Resolve. Choose Tails. No, I don't want to flip it. Another Mindbrew Trap. Okay. Pass the turn. They play Chrome Mox into another Broadside Bombardiers. So they can attack me, I'll take 4 going to 11, and then they can sacrifice a Bombardiers here to kill my Rail. But they don't. We draw land anyway. Needle, pass the turn. No blocks, I go to 7. See me in Spirit Guide. I should just be dead here, right? Okay, so I was actually dead no matter what. Like, they could have swung, fling Bombardiers, fling Chromox, or fling Chromox, fling Bombardiers. That would have been the line. But I was just dead no matter what. So we went 2 and 3. What do I think? Rail itself, really good card. This deck, I think that there's some decks that are content creation decks, and then there's other decks that are really competitive. Ruby Storm to me is like a content creation deck where you're able to do some cool stuff, but ultimately, if you're playing it like Eternal Weekend, I don't think it's a great choice. It's a really fun deck. It's an entry-level deck to Legacy. This list has no reserve list cards in it, for example, but it's just not a deck where you're going to keep up with the best decks in the format. Like, yeah, we beat Dimir Scaminator, but it felt pretty lucky. And I think if you played 100 matches versus Dimir Scaminator, we'd be lucky to win 10, 15 of them. So I'll take it. We went 2-3 today, but I don't know if I'd recommend this to anyone unless you're just looking for a cheap deck to get into Legacy. So that's my thoughts. Yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and as always, keep storming. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation-decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.